How you doing, guys? Today we're gonna talk about red vector, which is urethral vector, and this vector is vector of the leader, and these people are usually they don't really pay attention to small things because they see as a whole picture, as a like whole business goal or the whole direction of the tribe that they lead in, so they don't pay attention to all these small things, and they also must achieve goals that they put time to time. That's also what makes them fulfilled, to achieving all these goals. And they like speed also, this vector. They like also this vector is they have more energy than other people from other vectors. So even they have highest sexual potential as well, because in ancient times they were responsible for not just the whole tribe, they also were responsible for the women that lost their husbands in the war, so and they could get birth, so they were responsible for demography in the tribe, or like growth of the population. And also women that couldn't get a mate, couldn't get a husband, also not the best women, so they were responsible for everybody in the tribe. That's why they have more energy. And even their body works a little bit different. Their metabolism is more higher than other vectors, so they'll never get fat, and their blood always faster runs, so they're always like hot, and even their liquids are different from other people. For example, they can fertilize, they can get pregnant any woman that can get a birth. Like there was a thermal visual women that could not get a birth, but we're gonna talk about that too, why there was a reason for that too, why they couldn't have children. And women that could have a child, liquids of the red vector 100% guarantee her that she's gonna get a child. Even urine of this vector is different. They were bordering the tribe's border. They were like wolves do, or lions till today. That's what they did in ancient time. They were doing they were bordering their tribe territory with the urine. So when the wild animals approach, they can feel that they shouldn't cross these lines, because nothing good is gonna happen there. And also this vector is once as a startuppers starting as a business, they're the best. So once the business started, they're not the best managers, so it's better if they find like dermal vector or anal vector to manage and accomplish and perform the business. So it's opening business is more for the red vector, but managing and working in this business, it's for different vectors. So it's different personality needs to have the best way is when you want to open a business, it's find a red vector for it, because they have all this energy. They can make things happen very fast because they like speed. They have all this energy. They can put people together. They can lead them. And sometimes also, if they don't have that team, if they don't have that people with them that they lead somewhere, they can also get depressed, because they become like lonely wolves and can be abused by drugs or alcohol, because they must have their team. That's what they're for, to lead their team, to lead their tribe. And the only vector that they cannot be like from scale 1 to 10, on scale 5, or on scale 7. So or they're leaders or they're not. So it's very complicated vector. They can be in between. That's why they have all this also highest death rate. For example, they born about 5% of the population, but survive only 1%, even less than 1, because they starting to take all these risks, high risk in hobbies and different sports, racing and stuff like that, with the highest death rate in it. So that's what happened. And they also not really loyal in a business or company, because they can't stay at the same place, at the same business for too long. So they must go for something new all the time. They're always looking for something to achieve. They're always looking for new opportunities, this vector. And also like new places. They can't even live at the same city or town for a long time. They need to explore. They need to have some adventures and adrenaline running in their blood, because that's their personality. And they're also very creative, this vector. They can take stress easier, not easier, but in stressful situation, they usually, it doesn't hurt them as to other vectors, because they born for stressful situations, because when they lead their team, when they lead their tribe, there is a lot of stress, so they can take stress with like no problem. It's their personality to take stress and risks. And they also don't have this emotion like jealousy or envy. They can jealous to somebody, just doesn't exist in their personality. So sometimes other vectors don't understand how come I bought a brand new Ferrari and this person doesn't care, doesn't even bother to ask how much I spent, or because they're not jealous because first of all it's too small for them to jealous on one person, because they more, it's not like individual person, it's personality of the whole of the team. So they don't think like one person, and they always think about the team, about the tribe, and also they don't jealous because if they the one who responsible in their tribe for other people, for the other uh, team members, so they cannot jealous to their own people. It's like their children. All people for them, all races for them. It doesn't matter you black, you white, you girl, you boy, because they treat people differently. They for them it's like they're all people. It's like they're all children, unless it's their enemies. So they don't jealous to them. They don't trying to scheme somebody if it's weaker vector, and usually most vectors are weaker unless it's their enemy or competitors, something like that. So they always, it's vector protector. They protecting people. Doesn't matter if it's their wife or it's a strange woman. If it's their friend or strange person, they must protect people. So it's their personality. And also these people they can it's not the smartest vector, but they make decisions faster than other vectors. They can decide and take a decision instantly. They can make those decisions fast. And also these vectors, as far as they also cynic people, because they don't look at even at their team or their business as individuals. They look as a whole. So sometimes they can sacrifice in a war somebody to the whole team to survive, or get rid of the employee to get their team better or business to step forward. If somebody's on the way, they taking them out right away, no hesitations. And even obviously in ancient time, if they had to kill somebody, there was no hesitation to. This vector, it's not really aggressive, but when you try to take their status away, when you try to praise them, tell them, or show that lower their status, then they can become aggressive. So, but the aggressiveness is cools very fast, because they can control themselves better than other vectors, obviously, because they're responsible for the tribe. So they must control themselves better. Their words, their emotions, everything. They must. It's their personality. They don't have to do something about it. It's just how they're born. And also this vector is as far as motivation of this vector, you can't really, I mean, you can motivate him with obviously money that is not gonna go for less. He's gonna obviously take whatever he deserves and whatever he thinks it's fair. But the best way to motivate them is to show them that there is a goal in the company, that we can get the company can become better if they're gonna lead. They obviously they feel they're gonna feel in this company more attached to the company. If they can bring it to achieve a goal or bring it to the next level, it's their personality to to achieve, to accomplish goals and stuff. It's also sometimes could be a problem in the company when because of the speed, this vector trying to do everything fast, so they can bring the company to the wrong direction, or they can pull them too fast, and people starting to really get somebody needs to slow them down. Usually brown vector slows down the company, but this vector needs kind of an advisor, so it's not gonna take company to the wrong direction too fast. They need most of the time purple vector is the best if they have advisor, or that they can tell them, hey, if we're gonna go too fast, it might damage the company or some people, because not everybody can move the same speed as them, and they don't feel it sometimes. And in this vector, obviously they have more self-confidence in them, can keep long eye contact, they can, it's vector, they're responsible for the whole tribe, so they must be stronger character, and also it's very practical vector. They can change any employee in the company because they know how things done. They're always trying to help somebody. They can change any soldier in the army because they're always in a team. They part of the team. They have their team, and they must, in order to teach something, whole team especially, not one person, you need to have some practice, you need to have some experience, then you can teach people. So they get in usually things they do practically. They don't like theoretics. They're not in vector who reads the book and go and teach their team through the book. It's yellow vector trying to do, but not these people. And also these people, sometimes if somebody try to manipulate them, like take a bet on something, they can get manipulated. Even if they understand that it's manipulation, they can still get into this kind of things. It's because it's their personality. Or this take a bet, who's gonna win. I think it's most important word for this vector is championship. So they're always in competition. They're not, by the way, they're not in competition to show somebody that they're better, because as I say, other people, for them it's like their children. They're not trying to show them that they're high status. They just need this feeling to fulfill their personality. They're not showing off. It's not their personality to show off, to envy, to jealous. It's of course it's too small for them, but they can't jealous to their own children, let's say like that, so you can understand me better. And this vector also, as far as they're not loyal in the company. As loyalty as a customer, don't try to invest in their loyalty. They impulse buyers. They come to the store, they see something they like, they buy it, and that's it. And they also forget about things very fast because it's not their personality to, as other vectors, to, for example, if you did something bad to him, he's gonna forget about that. They're not spiteful, they're not revengeful, this vector. They, unless it's their time of the war, there could be some difference, exceptions, but it's not like purple vector. And that's also, they don't, when they come to the store, they don't really pay attention to the price tags. It doesn't matter for them how much it's cost. So sometimes salespeople get shocked when they don't bargain, they don't nothing. They like just how much they pay for it. And for example, Urethral Vector never understand this kind of person, because Urethral Vector knows you have to bargain, you have to save money. Not for these people. Completely different. And also, I mean, obviously they don't take advices. They don't like advices. They don't like to be managed. It could be a problem in the company if they have red vector on top of them, and they're working with their manager's red vector. It could be a problem. Two red vectors, they cannot be in the same company. They have to be in different departments, because it might be conflict between them. And I mean, we're gonna go a little bit deeper in every vector, so we're gonna cover the reason why there is visual dermal people, women especially, they cannot have children. We're gonna cover why their brown vector is, sometimes they sadistics or pedophiles. It's happens with the brown vector, and different kind of things. But we're gonna do this video separately from our business trainings, so it's for people who are more interested in psychology. We're gonna do that separately. I'm not gonna go in. It's also, every vector has obviously different sexuality, and we're gonna cover it. Like, we'll make separate course and trainings for that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned and take care.